Example 8. Find the exact value of the sine of u plus v given the tangent of u is 3 over 4 with u in quadrant 3 and sine of v 5 over 13 with v in quadrant 2. So the first thing I would do is remember that the sine of alpha plus beta, the formula. So I need to find the sine of u and the sine of v and the cosine of u and the cosine of v to figure this out. Just replace this alpha and beta, u and v. So let me draw some pictures. My angle for u. I'm in quadrant 3. So there's quadrant 3. Tangent is 3 over 4. You can find your missing side, which is 5. So that's my u. My v is in quadrant 2. So this one right here is quadrant 2. Tangent, sine, is opposite over hypotenuse. Figure out your missing side and you'll get 12. Because 12 squared plus 5 squared is equal to 13 squared. Okay, you can do the math. If you had Mr. Soria, you probably memorized these. So there are my pictures. This is my angle V. This is my angle U. Okay? So now, all I have to do is substitute back in. There's with U's and V's instead of alpha and betas. So the sine of U is the red one. So sine is negative 3 over 5. Hold on, wherever I have it. And if I need cosine of u, this one right here is negative 4 over 5. So those are my u angles. My v angles, the green ones, the sine was given as 5 over 13. Cosine would be 12 over 13. But it'd be negative. I should make sure I write this so I don't make a mistake. That's why I draw it in that quadrant, so I write the negatives with it. And so now I just plug in what you know. And you don't even have to write this because you kind of have it over there unless you like to write it out. So, negative 3 over 5. Cosine is negative 12 over 13 plus 5 over 13 times negative 4 over 5. Negative times a negative makes a positive. And also before you do some of this, also before you multiply, look to make sure you can't cancel out. Sometimes you can cancel out, and if you don't cancel out first, you're multiplying sometimes really big numbers. So here I have 36 on the top and 65 on the bottom. And here I have 20 on the top, but it's minus, so minus 20, and also 65 on the bottom. 36 minus 20 is 16 over 65. Done. Another one. Verify the sine of x plus y over the sine of x sine of y is equal to the cotangent of x plus the cotangent of y. Again, remember identities. So I'm going to do a substitution there. So I just did a substitution. Instead of sine of x plus y, I did a substitution. This belongs to this fraction, or each term. So this belongs here, this belongs there. So if you want, you can write it as two fractions. Okay? Notice these signs cancel out here. There's signs that cancel out here. Cosine over sine with both y's is cotangent. Cosine and sine with both x's, this is cotangent of x. Cotangent of y, cotangent of x. Cotangent of y, cotangent of x. You're done. Another example, verify. Same idea, do a substitution. Remember that the cosine of alpha minus beta is equal to cosine of alpha, cosine of beta, plus sine of alpha, sine of beta. So now that you know that, do a substitution. Rewrite it as two fractions. And now, when you're looking at it, does anything cancel out? Oh, this cancels out right here. Notice this right here. That whole thing is equal to 1. This right here, cosine over sine is cotangent. So cotangent of x, cotangent of y, plus 1. You're done. Last one, verify. Again, substitution. So I'm going to do a substitution. And when I do these, I always look, okay, where am I going? Okay? We want a 1 minus cotangent. Remember, cotangent is cosine over sine. Okay? So just remember where you're going when you're doing that. So here's that's what I had there. And I said, remember where you're going. So if I multiply by negative, because I need cosine over sine, I need sine under here. So if I multiply by sines on the bottom, I'll have cotangent. But it's negative, so that's why I have the negative. So I'm multiplying by that top and bottom. And the only reason I knew to do this is because I looked at where I was going. Distribute. And when you distribute, this is negative cotangent. Here you have a sine of x, sine of y, sine of x, sine of y, and negative make a positive, 1. Anything over itself is 1. Right here I have a sine cosine and a sine cosine, so this is minus 1. Oh wait, did I do that? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't look at that right. This is sine cosine, sine sine, sorry about that. So I have, let me write it here so I don't make a mistake like I just said a minute ago. Those cancel out. Sine of x, sine of y, it's a minus and a minus. Sine, 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 there we go. Okay, so now cotangent, and it's a negative, cotangent of y. And here, negative and negative makes it a positive, cotangent of x. And then you can just rearrange it. And the only reason I knew how to do this is because I looked at where I was going. That's why I knew to do that, because I wanted a cotangent. If this was verifying stuff with tangents in there, then I'd say, okay, tangent is sine over cosine. Okay, so right here I'd do cosines on the bottom, and it would work.